the storm with your heart. Play the storm with your heart.
I want to go to the last topic of the day, and I want to talk about a huge game in college football. We're talking about Georgia versus Alabama. This is, man, if you understand SEC, if you have really paid attention to college football, that is the game. That is the matchup, Georgia versus Alabama. These two teams right here, they are gunning for the national championship. They have a huge rivalry between one another. Georgia, I think in the past, like maybe 6 meetings, Kirby Smart, Alabama, he's 1-5. So Alabama has had his number in the national championship games, in the regular season. And I will say that what I'm looking at when it comes to these type of matchups, I'm looking at the trenches. The trenches are always going to be the most important when it comes to these matchups because they decide most time than not how the game is going to go. I think Georgia has a better trenches than Alabama. I think they have the more talented team. Georgia hasn't been playing that well the first few weeks of the season. Carson Beck, he's been a lot more reserved in how he plays. He hasn't turned the ball over a whole lot, but he hasn't pushed the ball down the field a whole lot. I forgot what the stat was, but majority of his passes are 5 to 15. He doesn't push the ball down the field a whole lot. I think Jalen Milroe, he has the potential to do some really good things, but against this Georgia defense, it's a tall task. Although they're going to be at home, Georgia is such a juggernaut. I could see them pulling off this win on the road against Alabama. I'm gonna probably go with Georgia this game. What say you?
This is funny because I'm a Georgia fan, but I honestly haven't been watching. I think I watched one game of theirs this year, and it was like one game. It was like down to who was it losing to?
Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky. I was like, come on, what are we doing here?
They normally don't play well against Kentucky though. That's the thing.
I'm gonna go. Obviously, I'm gonna go Georgia because that's my team. But I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama was able to pull this out. I mean, Jalen Milroe, he's a dynamic QB, and it's still Bama at the end of the day. Even though they don't have Nick Saban, they still 3-0, still playing solid ball. But I think Georgia just has, like you said, they have the trenches. And Kirby Smart. Yeah. He just finds a way to get it done. So I'm gonna go with Georgia.
Yeah, I think the Alabama defense can be had. They're not the same dominant defense from previous years in the no Nick Saban. I think the mystique, the fear factor is gone. I do think their offense is pretty good, but against Georgia, like that speed, the ability to just cover, I just like Georgia a little bit better. What I want to ask you is just like what we're looking at between Jalen Milroe and Carson Beck, because obviously this is a huge game for both QBs when it comes to NFL drafting evaluation. With me, when it comes to Carson Beck, I need to see him just make some NFL type throws. I need him to like really show me that, okay, I am deserving of being the number one QB. He can't be reserved this game. Like he has to actually push the ball down the field. If he doesn't do that, then I'm still going to have my skepticism when it comes to him, because a lot of times he leans so heavily on the run game. That could be a lot because of the scheme, but I got to see him like really insert himself, really push the envelope instead of just being reserved, trying to manage the game. Like I need him to be a gunslinger sometimes. I need him to really show me that he can be a franchise quarterback for a team in the NFL. And I haven't seen that yet. Jalen Milroe, I just want to see him play in structure a little bit more. I want to see him make some NFL type of plays. He's obviously a great college quarterback, but can you be an actually good NFL quarterback? And I just want to see how he plays in structure. Can he deliver the football when there's a bunch of pressure? That's what I'm looking for when it comes to these two QBs.
I haven't really watched too much Bama stuff. I just see like clips and stuff, and whenever they have highlights or whatever. I have seen like Carson Beck. I as a Georgia fan, I do want to see a little more from him. as far as like you said, pushing the ball down the field and really showing that, hey, I know I could play in structure, but if I need to go take advantage of a deep shot or even give my chance a guy making the play on the ball, I'm going to do that. I haven't really seen it that much from him, but I know Jalen Milroe. He likes to run. He likes to do all types of stuff back there. So yeah, I just need to see a little more. Wish the Georgia offense was just a little more dynamic.
Yeah, a little bit
at times
more
it could
dynamic.
just look like super cookie cutters. Like they aren't doing anything like super special or anything. So just sometimes I just wish we could just really all these other programs putting up 1 billion points and stuff. That's week 2 they did put up like 48 points. That was against who cares? But yeah, so
I think
the
with
question
Carson,
is,
yeah.
no, this is gonna be something off topic. You can finish your thought.
Yeah, so the thing with Carson Beck, he's incredibly accurate. Like I think he's 68% completion percentage, but again, like he's not pushing the ball down the field. Like he's not pushing the ball like 20 plus yards consistently enough. I just want to see his accuracy down the field a lot more. Like I know you can hit the 5 to 15 routes, and a lot of times they're not relatively tight windows. I want to see you make some NFL quality throws. I want to see you do something that Shedeur Sanders has done, that Cam Ward has done, and that is show me that I can put the ball in a tight space for my receiver to catch it. I can throw with anticipation. Like I'm not being carried by a scheme and by talent around me. I need to see that he can prove me wrong. I need to see that he can elevate his team and show these NFL teams that I can, when you draft me, that I will be a good investment and I won't just be another Georgia QB outside of Matthew Stafford that doesn't pan out in the NFL. That's just where I'm at with it. All right.
What I was going to ask was,
what's up?
Who do you think is the number 1 team in the SEC?
It's Texas. I'm gonna go with Texas.
So if Texas played Bama or Georgia, they'd win.
I think they win. I think their offense is fantastic. They're phenomenal. Quinn Ewers, he's one of the better QBs in college football. Steve Sarkisian, he has this offense looking fantastic. Like they're dynamic. They do a bunch of different things that confuses defenses. They went in Michigan and they dominated Michigan. Michigan is a pretty solid team. They just look like the better team. The defense is ready for the SEC. Like they're not that bad either. I really like this Texas team. I think they're the best team in the country. Georgia is just their offense is just too inconsistent, and defensively they're still really, really good. Don't get me wrong, but I think they can be had at times depending on what matchup they go against. I think of Texas. I think the Ohio State can get them trouble. Alabama on the other end, I got to see it to believe it because Jalen Milroe, again, like at times his accuracy can be a concern, but they do have an explosive offense. That's why this game is very intriguing because this will show me, is Georgia the best team? Are they still the best team? Or is Texas actually really the best team? I believe it's Texas, but I got to see more evidence to really argue that. So that's how I look at it. I think Texas is the number 1 team slightly against a Georgia, a Ohio State.
Okay. I haven't really seen much of anything about Ohio State this year. They're like really, really, really good.
Yeah, I haven't watched a whole lot, but just what I'm hearing, I hear just Ohio State offensively, defensively, they've been really dominant, and they have that one receiver. I think he may be a freshman. He's been balling out for them.
Oh yeah, I see.
I think Will Howard is their quarterback. He's been really, really good for them. So yeah, Ohio State, they've been hooping this year. I'm still waiting for them to play like a good competition. But ultimately, it's Ohio State. They have dudes. They're going to have NFL guys. They're going to have 5-star guys. And this is not surprising. Ryan Day, he has been a really good coach for them. It's just he hasn't gotten over that hump. He hasn't beaten Michigan in a while, and he hasn't won a national championship.
I think they'll do it this year.
Oh, yeah. They'll beat Michigan this year. Michigan doesn't have nearly the same talent as they did in the previous season. So they're going to beat Michigan this year for sure. All right, that'll do it. If there's nothing else you wanted to discuss.
Who does Colorado play this week?
UCF.
Okay.
UCF. They're one of the. That's a pretty good opponent for them. So we're gonna see Colorado. they're going to be a little test this week. That's going to be another good game, depending on how good UCF's front is, like offensive line and D-line. If their D-line is relatively decent, then yeah, it's going to be a long day for Colorado because we already know
UCF is favored by 14. Wow.
God damn. Yeah, this is going to be a test for them. It's going to be a real test. UCF is a respectable opponent.
Oh, yeah.
They're a respectable opponent.
We shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. Good college football week. I can't wait. Maryland, just on the side note.
Stay tuned for the Cam Ward show.
Yeah, Maryland. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're playing tonight against Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is not that good, but I like Cam Ward.
Nice uniforms, though.
Oh, yeah. Virginia Tech, they got some dope uniforms for sure. By the way, Maryland, they play Indiana. That's going to be a tough game for them. In the Big Ten, they're going to be on the road, so I can't wait to see that. Let me see if Maryland can rebound from that embarrassing loss to Michigan State. You have another Big Ten opponent that you're going to face. You have to beat this opponent. You know what I mean? Like, got to beat Indiana if you want to even be taken seriously in the Big Ten. So I can't wait for that game. That's going to be an interesting one. If they lose to this game, it's over. It's over for them in the Big Ten. If they lose to Indiana, they have no shot at all. All right. If there's anything else that you want to say before we get out of here?
Nope.
All right. Well, that'll do it on another edition of the Courtside View Podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials, and we will see you all in the next episode of the Courtside View Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.
Salute.
All right.
Just let me be.